lastly, on Iran, you mentioned earlier in response to, I think, Pam's question about you're not bashful about raising some issues with Iran. I want to know if is the Secretary in that same spirit of not being bashful with the Iranians going to raise the issues of the remaining detained Americans in Iran? And I ask this because a letter was sent to him today from the supporters of friends of Mr. Zakka, American legal permanent resident who was arrested.
So there's kind of two parts to this, if you can just bear with me. We never miss an opportunity to talk about our concerns about Americans detained overseas, and that includes when he meets with Foreign Minister Zarif. Again, so that's a constant for him. On this particular case, we are concerned about the case of Mr. Zakka, a Lebanese citizen and U.S. lawful permanent resident who's been unjustly held in Iran since September of 2015. U.S. lawful permanent residents are not U.S. passport holders and must travel on the passport of their nationality. The Immigration and Nationality Act prevents us from providing consular assistance to non-U.S. citizens. Consular assistance would be provided by the country of the individual's nationality, and I don't have any additional comments to make on this particular case. But in general, as I said at the outset, he never misses an opportunity to talk about. But this gentleman,
so he doesn't get
he is not a U.S. citizen.
So
He's
the
a U.S. lawful permanent resident. I didn't say that he wouldn't raise it, but
okay,
let's let the meeting happen, and then we'll.
Has he raised the case before? This is not a new case.
I don't know if it's been raised specifically before.
Because whether he is a U.S. citizen or not, you're raising the cases of foreign nationals quite often with foreign governments if you believe they. I mean, I can think of the case of the Savchenko case with the Russians, who's clearly not an American and not a Russian. So can you find out whether Mr. Zakka's case has been raised?
I will ask.
Specifically?
I will ask if it's been raised specifically.